Hey everybody, this is Dark Side Elite here, and I have gotten some information, and I know I'm late on this. I do have a day job. I do not have a lot of time to basically go through all this information. So any information I pick up, I wait until I literally get a bunch of it, and then I put it out as an opinionated piece of video so you guys can get my opinion about what's going on. I've been getting a lot of feedback on some of my other videos about that. I'm too far behind. I don't know what I'm talking about. Do my research. Well, realize this: I have a daytime job. I have a 40-hour week job, and I have to make that my top priority. Okay, Zack Snyder would not want me to lose my job to fight this fight. Okay, I do not have another person making bill payments for me. I'm not gonna be living on welfare just so you guys can get a video. Okay, I'm sorry. However, I will give you my opinion, and I will have as much information as I have in front of me as dutiful as I can. Okay, so mainly this is about hearing about that Junkie XL says his score is done. That he finished the score before he was outed by WB and replaced by Danny Elfman and the whole Joss Whedon situation. Now I read a little bit of it from Stephen Colbert, and I'll put this link down below. And I know a lot of people already have it, but I'm gonna put this a part of my my initial link, so just to let you know that I have been reading it, and 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 it makes sense. It does make sense that he's probably been working on this score right after Batman v Superman. It makes sense that he would be very in tuned with what's going on with what Zack Snyder wanted. Now, this is one of the key pieces that I knew that needed to come out, so we all knew that there was no reason for them to get rid of Junkie XL. There was honestly no reason for them to get rid of Tom Holkenborg. Um, and replace him with Danny Elfman. Now, I think that if they were smarter, which we all knew that if they kept Tom Holkenborg and let him do the score that he could have done, and if they wanted him to put in some of Danny Elfman's pieces and jive it up a little bit, I think that Tom and even Zach would have been okay with that. But we needed to listen to what Junkie XL did. I think that he would have given us a really good Batman theme. We don't know what it sounded like. I think if we heard what he did for the Flash, we probably would appreciate it a little bit more than what Danny Elfman did. Now I'm gonna give you my opinion. I like the Flash theme. It fit very, very well. I actually liked it. The theme when he ran for the first time and ran around the circle to flick the sword back to Wonder Woman during the underground scene. I actually liked it. But I want to see what Junkie XL would have done. I think we would have had a really good Aquaman theme. I think we would have had a really good Cyborg theme. I think that Steppenwolf would have had a very thunderous type of introduction. I think it would have been very, very good. Knowing Junkie and knowing what the sensibilities that he would have brought to the table, and also the sensibilities of knowing what Zach wanted. Like he was with Zach during Batman v Superman, so he knows the mindset that Zach was in when he was making this movie, and the mindset of how he wanted these heroes at certain points, and how he would have jived it up to make it much more prestigious. We don't know what Junkie XL would have done because we didn't hear his side of the music. So I do agree. I agree that if Junkie did the score, then that's a huge piece of the puzzle. That's a huge piece. And if the and I'm hearing also, let me look it up real quick so I'm not too far behind. Now, on my Release the SnyderCut website, I've been a part of it for basically ever since it was created. So, and I don't get very much of the emails anymore. So I have to get my emails taken care of so I can get more of these pieces. But we know about the Fabian Wagner photography. We also know that Jason Momoa did do a interview and talked about his new movie C, and also about the Snyder Cut. And we also do know that Jesse Eisenberg made an interview about the fact that he would love to see the Snyder Cut also, but he doesn't know he did not know about the Snyder Cut because he was not in the movie for very long. He only did maybe at most maybe a couple of days of shooting and he was gone. So he doesn't know very much about the cut. He thought that everything he was in was done. So from his perspective, I would agree with exactly what he says, that he doesn't know. There's another cut. Oh, okay. And on top of that, he said he never saw the movie. So that tells volumes that if he didn't see the movie, then okay, so he doesn't know how butchered the movie really was. Or he probably would say, "Hey, the movie was okay." He probably didn't have no problem with it because again, he was not in the movie for very long. He was not throughout the whole amounts of shooting. If you're getting this from Gal Gadot or Ben Affleck, if he's willing to talk about it, if they're sitting there saying, they're just kind of dancing around the question, then we know that that they're not appreciative of the movie. But we knew that already happening. We knew if you go back to the interviews, their body language spoke volumes. Gal did not want to talk about this movie. She just showed appreciation that she was a part of this movie and everything that was going forward. She probably hated the fact that they moved Zack to the side and they brought in Joss Whedon, who basically completely changed the whole movie. We can't, we honestly cannot um we honestly cannot get angry at the actors for trying to defend this movie. We can't anymore. We know that they have to keep their contracts in state. They also have to make sure that they're dancing that line. But we also do know that there's a lot of shakeups going on. There's a lot of things are changing. We know that we have the hints that Walter Hamada wants to bring this Snyder cut out. He wants to move this cut out into the open, let people watch it and move on and move forward. I think that Ann Sarnoff is in the same predicament, but we know that Toby Emmerich does not want to bring that cut out because it's a huge egg on his face because of two reasons. One, Batman v Superman: The Ultimate Cut. That was literally the massive egg on their face of how much money was left on the table. That movie was so much better and it flowed so much easier for a lot of people that it didn't feel like 3 hours. So that tells volumes that if this movie was over 3 hours long and it doesn't feel like 3 hours and it kept you sitting there about to pee in your pants because you didn't want to miss anything, then that tells to us that Toby Emmerich does not want this cut out. He wants everyone to forget about it. Let's move forward, and he wants this movie to be completely forgotten. And the regular audience is what he's trying to target, and it makes sense. So I don't want to get into I don't want to get into a thing about that. So this whole situation with Tom Holkenborg, I agree. I think that he did finish his score. He probably already, I think that Zach probably already heard it, and a few people already heard it. It sounded really cool, but I have a huge feeling that when they heard Tom Holkenborg's version, they pretty much went, no, we don't want this. Let's go back to the generic drawing board. They brought in Danny Elfman, who, in my honest opinion, pretty much effed all over Batman. He effed all over Batman because he felt that his theme is the only theme for Batman. Are you kidding me, man? We have the 66 Batman theme. That was back before you were even doing anything. And I still appreciate that music. I mean, it's a catchy theme, but it's still a 66 Batman theme. It wasn't written by Danny Elfman. We have certain other levels of music that was attributed to Danny Elfman, but it wasn't written by Danny Elfman. So I disagree with him saying that it's the only Batman theme. It's the most recognized Batman theme. He did the Batman animated series theme, and he did the '89 Batman theme. However, it's not the only Batman theme out there. There's tons more. There's the Dark Knight Batman theme. That's not written by Danny Elfman. And I think that Junkie XL did a phenomenal job with the Batman theme in Batman v Superman. I love that theme. I love it. It feels like Batman. It feels like Batman. So I think that we need to continue doing what we already did, that we're already doing. I think that we need to push forward. We need to voice this. We need to pivot ourselves into showing that we also now want Tom Holkenborg's score into this theme, into this movie. And also, let's be civil about it, because if we keep stomping our feet, ranting and raving, they're going to continue ignoring us. The best thing we need to do is keep the word going. Keep showing to people that look how complete this movie was before these quote unquote reshoots. So if people go, huh, that seems interesting, and you keep talking about it, and you're making it, and you talk to people like not a frantic fanboy, as a more like, hey, this is informative. You should know this because this is what you were robbed. You could have watched even if the movie even if you probably do not like this version of the movie, at least this is Zack Snyder's version of the movie. I'm not saying it's going to be terrible. I'm just saying that every person has a look of certain movies differently. Not everyone's going to like the movie, and that's fine. That is perfectly fine. But to shelve a director's vision of a movie so nobody can see it, that's the worst thing to do to a director, and that's the worst thing to do to a lot of the actors and actresses, even the stage hands and the people who even bring them the donuts and food. That's the worst thing to do to them, because that means that their hard work meant jack squat. It meant jack squat. And here's the other thing: where the heck is Joss Whedon at? Where the heck is he at? He's disappeared. I haven't heard nothing from him. We all thought he was going to go over to Marvel. I doubt he's going to go back to Marvel. I doubt he's going to go back to Marvel. I don't think that he's going to want to deal with going on with Marvel. I think he's just disappeared, and he's just going to be doing writing. No one wants to hear from this guy, unless they're a complete fanboy over his movie, over his stuff, and that's fine. You can have that. But this man ruined Justice League. He ruined it. He peed all over, and I'm sorry for my language, but he peed all over Zack Snyder's legacy. This was our movie to actually say, okay, great, what can you do now after this? Just give us a phenomenal movie, and you would have brought so many people over, and you could have kept. If Ben Affleck would have walked away, we would have been fine with it. We all would have been fine with it. If Gal stayed, okay, but you would have had Henry stay, and we would have had a Man of Steel already in the worked on. But now this is all in limbo. And I'm hearing also that Henry Cavill's still saying, "Oh, I'm still Superman." He hasn't heard anything. What I'm thinking is that this is what I'm thinking, and you can take it however you wish. I think that the people in WB are trying to push Toby Emmerich out. They're trying to push him out of the way. They're trying to get these, and listen, we need to get these movies successful. If Birds of Prey is pretty successful and it does a good job, that's more attribution that they're going to try to bring in another Man of Steel. Supergirl has to be successful. I know how it feels. I know how everyone feels. I know how I feel about it. I don't like it. I want to see a Superman movie. I want to see what Henry Cavill wants to do with this character, and let's move forward with it. But I know I have a huge suspicion that he wants to do a much more simplistic version of Superman, nothing too complex. But that's the thing that a lot of us loved about Zack Snyder's Superman. There was a complexity to his character, but he was simplistic enough for us to go, okay, I understand what he's going through. We can feel what he's going through, because all of us felt that way. And that's some of the core of Superman's stories. It's not how much he bench presses. It's not how fast he is. It's not how durable he is. It's the fact that he is a god trying to be a man in a very, very soft world. And I don't mean soft like it's physically soft. I mean, they are soft people. He cannot hold Lois the way he wants to hold Lois. He cannot show his massive expressions the way he wants to. He has to keep himself in check, or he'll wipe out a planet or wipe out a city. He can do a lot of damage, and he needs to keep himself in check. And we can see it in every ounce of pain that he goes through in BVS, in Man of Steel, and in some ways, even in freaking Justice League. In Zack Snyder's shoots, we can see it in him. And that's what I love about Henry Cavill's Superman. You guys can quote me and send it to Henry Cavill himself, or you can give it to Chris Wong or Comic Movie Marks or DC Film Hub. You can get it, all of them. What I loved about Zack Snyder and Henry Cavill's Superman is I can actually relate with him. We can all relate to someone being an outsider trying to fit in, but knowing that they are an outsider. And he's doing his best with his powers the way he feels is the right way to use his powers. Not what society says is how he should use his powers. How he feels he should use his powers. Hence why the ultimate Boy Scout. Okay? And I love it. And I love it. And I wish that we can get this cut ASAP, but we need to keep fighting, and I will keep doing my due diligence. I will keep doing my due diligence on giving you as much information as I have in front of me. I knew about the Junkie XL the day after I made the freaking the video. Okay, I'm not behind. I'm keeping up with whatever I can. I'm not gonna be doing a whole bunch of research. I'm not a researching YouTube channel here. I'm an opinionated piece YouTube channel, and I give all my stuff all in one go. Okay, I understand how it feels, and I know you feel like that I should be giving out more up to date videos, but I can't do that if I have a 40-hour job. I have a job, and I do personally have more important responsibilities to myself, to having my home and having food in my gut and clothes on my back. Okay, and I think Zack Snyder will appreciate it, and I hope that you all appreciate it. Now, like, comment, share, subscribe down below. I will keep up with as much as I possibly can. Like I've always said, just literally just look at what's going on. And also, they're doing this now because 2 years ago, basically in another, let's see, today is the 18th. So in 9 more days, we're gonna get. It has been 2 years since the release of the theatrical cut of Justice League, and it's the worst freaking day we have ever had in our lives. And I hope that we're gonna keep fighting for that cut and literally just keep getting the information out to people. This is the whole Junkie XL. That is a huge, huge thing, and I'm glad that Stephen Colbert actually put this out. I'm very happy that he did that because Danny Elfman, in some ways, didn't do this nostalgia very well. He sucked. Okay, he sucked. I liked two pieces of the music from the movie. But the rest of the pieces I hated. I hated it because the Steppenwolf theme sucked. He changed Wonder Woman's theme, made it more soft, and that's not Wonder Woman's theme. He screwed over Batman's theme because he had to put in his version of Batman. That's not what I wanted. I never asked for his Batman theme. I wanted Batman theme. I wanted what Junkie XL and Hans Zimmer gave to me because this is part of their universe, not a part of the whole DCEU. This is not part of the DC Comics universe. Okay, so um, sorry guys, I'm just getting some information. But yes, like, comment, share, subscribe down below. Hit that bell. I will try to get as many videos as I possibly can out. I just did my video on Titan season 2, the newest episode called Atonement. I do talk about a little bit of the Jericho situation, and I will try to do my best to keep up with the news about the Snyder Cut and a lot of other things. There's a lot of things going on this month. It is Black Friday. There's a lot of holiday seasons that I have to prepare for my work. So please just keep be civil, please. That's all I ask, and realize that not everybody. I mean, I'm not like DC Film Hub. I'm also not Chris Wong. Okay, I don't get the news all the time, and I want to voice those news. I voice all my opinions in one video and everything else. Okay, you guys have a great night, and I hope that you guys enjoy this video. Have a good one. Bye.